Hey, welcome back to another episode of CX Riot Radio, where we talk about customer experience and other stuff. Still in a hyper caffeinated state. I'm David. I'm the caffeinated CXO, and I'm the host here on CX Riot Radio. That's right. So before we begin today's episode, I'm going to ask you to like, subscribe, and share the show so we can make the show grow. If you're interested, if you want a cool shirt or a cool hat or maybe a bag of coffee, there's a link on the link tree to the merch store. We have merch, and it's priced as low as it can get. Literally. Literally. I can't price it any lower. The site won't allow me to. And then, of course, we also have books. We have a few books, and you can either download the PDF for free, or you can buy them for rock bottom prices on Amazon. That's right. So, let's get started. Today's episode is mostly me ranting about something. And if you've ever listened to the show, you should know I rant a lot. This is what most of the show is. Me ranting. Hold on. I have the microphone clipped to my beard. You're going to hear some noise. All right. There we go. So, but today I really need to get something off my chest. Something's grinding my gears, and well, I don't think I'm the only person thinking it or who have thought it, because it's so painfully obvious that you'd have to be stupid not to notice it. But I think everyone, myself included, have been too nice or too shy, because what I'm about to point out is, on the surface, maybe a little rude, maybe a little mean, maybe a little crass. But we have to come to the realization that everything is ugly now. And I don't mean things are not my style. I mean ugly. Like, why does this look like a dentist office built by a depressed robot? Ugly like, why does this apartment complex look like it was designed by an algorithm whose parents never hugged it? Ugly like, why does every product look like it comes in a gray box with a minimalist font that says sadness? And then before anyone comes in with the old cliche, but beauty is subjective. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Yeah, sure. And getting punched in the face is a surprise. But it still sucks. Because what's happening right now isn't just preference. It's a cultural shift. And it's hitting everything. Everything from architecture to fashion to furniture to technology to branding, even how companies talk to people. And I'm telling you, the reason it feels ugly isn't just because you're turning into a cranky old person. No. It's because the world is being built around efficiency and profit, not personality and durability. And that's why everything feels so dead. So let's start here. Modern life looks like someone turned the settings down. Like we're all living in a video game where the frame rate is fine. It's all right. But the textures are trash. You look around and it's just gray, 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 gray. Gray house, gray floor, gray car, gray hoodie, gray website, gray logo. Everybody's house looks like an Apple store. And everybody's car looks like a fucking melted bar of soap. The worst part? People call it luxury. Luxury vinyl plank. Fucking stop it. That sentence itself is a crime. Luxury vinyl plank is like calling a frozen burrito fine dining. This isn't luxury. This is cost cutting with a marketing department. This is depression with Wi Fi. And here's what's wild. If you dropped me off in a random neighborhood, blindfolded, and then take it off, I can't tell you what state I'm in. Arizona, Ohio, California, Florida, New Hampshire. Doesn't matter. It all looks the same. There's all the same beige boxes, gray boxes, white boxes, black trim, fake wood floors, and LED lighting bright enough to interrogate a war criminal. We used to have regional identity. Now we have fucking Target Core. Now let's talk about the real driver of this. What is causing all of this garbage? The whole ugly shift has a root cause. Everything is built cheaper now. Not more affordable, not less expensive, cheaper. There's a difference. Affordable means you made something accessible while keeping it solid. Cheaper means how do we shave pennies off of this until it's basically a prop? Everything is made out of particle board, plastic pretending to be metal, fabric pretending to be better fabric, leather pretending to be better leather, and foam pretending to be furniture. Cool. You ever buy something and when it arrives and you pick it up and you go, oh, this is a joke. This is a prank item. You can feel it. The object has no weight, no density, no seriousness. It's like, this isn't a chair. This is a fucking suggestion. It is the LaCroix of furniture. And here's the part that drives me the most nuts. We didn't ask for this. Nobody was like, hey, can you make my couch feel like it was built out of graham crackers? Nobody asked for a dresser that collapses if you look at it disrespectfully. Nobody asked for a table that warps in sunlight like a vampire. But companies figured out something. If they can make it cheap enough and market it clean enough, people will buy it anyway. So now we live in a world where everything is disposable. Not because we love disposable, but because they designed it that way. And the ugliest part, it costs more than it used to. So you're not even getting cheap. You're getting expensive trash, premium garbage. The world is on a subscription model now, including your fucking furniture. So, at the end of the day, minimalism got hijacked. Now, I'm not anti-minimalism. Minimalism can be beautiful. It can be clean, calm, intentional. It can feel like peace. But that's not what we're living in. What we're living in is not minimalism. It's corporate minimalism. The kind that says, let's remove all personality so that we can mass produce this for the whole planet. Minimalism got hijacked by accountants. Minimalism got duct taped to a profit spreadsheet. So now minimalism means no ornamentation, no color, no detail, no depth, no warmth, and no character. Which is why half the world looks like we're going for a modern prison chic. You walk into new apartment complexes and it's like, welcome home. We have white walls, gray floors, gray cabinets, gray countertops, gray backsplash, gray sadness. And the leasing agent hits you with, it has a resort style vibe. Resort style? Resort where? Guantanamo Bay? This is not a resort. This is a holding cell with your fucking Peloton. So let's talk about gray for a second. I've talked about gray a lot. I've mentioned the color gray. Because gray is the official color of modern life. I think I know why. I think I cracked the code on why gray is so fucking popular. Gray is safe. Gray doesn't offend. Gray doesn't stand out. Gray sells to everybody. Gray is the color of I don't want to be judged. And that's not just products, it's people too. And that's why everyone dresses like a background character now. And I get it. The internet is brutal. Social media is mean. You wear one bold thing and people screenshot you and roast you like a Thanksgiving fucking turkey. So we all dress for survival. We all design our homes for resale. We all build our businesses to not get canceled. It's conformity disguised as clean aesthetic. But the cost is your individuality and your soul. Color is emotion. Texture is emotion. Details are emotion. And when you remove all of it, you don't get sophistication, you get numbness. So let's talk a little bit about fashion. Since I am a well-known fashion celebrity. But we need to talk about it. Because the clothing world, to quote the youngsters, is cooked. Fast fashion is a machine that takes creativity, puts it on a conveyor belt, and turns it into a disposable landfill uniforms. The cycle is crazy. A trend pops up, micro trend gets named, influencers wear it for about 12 minutes, brands clone it within 48 hours. Everybody buys it, everybody looks the same. A month goes by, now it's cringe. Then we repeat the cycle. It's like we're all being dressed by a slot machine, and the clothes aren't built to last. They're built to photograph. The goal isn't durability. The goal is, does it look good in the mirror for about 15 seconds? And that's why everything feels cheap, because it fucking is. It's clothing designed for a temporary identity. And when the trend dies, you throw it away because you're not allowed to wear it anymore without the internet calling you a fucking fossil. Fashion used to be, who are you? Now it's, what timeline are you trying to survive this week? So, there's a weird paradox of modern ugliness. The world got sterile and people reacted with chaos. Because if your life feels controlled, your brain starts trying to rebel. So you see this crisis glamour thing. People are anxious. So they start dressing like the world is ending, but they're still trying to slay. It's like, I'm miserable and tired, but my eyeliner is sharp. It's a coping mechanism. And you see it everywhere. Messy maximalism, nostalgia overload, dopamine colors, weird clashing textures, clutter aesthetics, ironic style choices, memes becoming wardrobes. It's people trying to create personality in a world that feels mass produced. Like they're screaming, I am not a product. And honestly, respect. I would much rather prefer those people than the gray, colorless, boring NPCs that are being churned out. But it also creates this chaotic vibe culturally because half the world looks like a hospital and the other half looks like a rave inside a thrift store during an apocalypse. So everything feels disjointed and your brain actually feels that. So, yeah. So, how does this come into play with customer experience? Well, the answer is very simple. Because what we've done to society and to culture and to people, we've done to customer service. So, and it's how systems treat people now. Because the same cheap plus efficient plus generic mindset has infected customer experience. And it's, let's face it, it's disgusting. We're in the age of soulless automation. We're in the age of the IVR menu that makes you want to chew on drywall. You call a company and it's like, thank you for calling. Your call is very important to us. No, it's not. If it was important, I'd be talking to a human, not an IVR with lipstick. Then, once you get into the IVR, love IVRs. You're going to get, please listen carefully as our menu options have changed. They haven't changed. Stop lying. The only thing that changed is your willingness to deal with people. And then you have to press 1. And then you have to press 2. Then you have to press 3. And then you press 4. Then it says, I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Yes, you did. You heard it. You just hate me. And then it hits you with the ultimate disrespect. Please describe in a few words why you're calling today. So you say something like, hey, I want to schedule service. And it goes, okay, I heard cancel service. Is that correct? No. No, it is not correct. Now I'm beefing with Siri's unemployed cousin. This is modern ugliness. Not just the gray walls. This. This is what ugly feels like. It's cold. It's mechanical. It's dehumanizing. And it's always framed like it's progress. It's not progress. It's avoidance. It's a company building a maze so you get tired and give up. That's not customer experience. That's customer attrition. So here's the link. Modern design went function over form. Then modern businesses went automation over people. Then modern customer service went efficiency over empathy. And now we're shocked that everything feels empty. You can't mass produce warmth. You can't scale soul. You can't automate care. You can fake it, sort of. You can automate it, kind of. You can slap a smiley face on it, but people can feel the difference. You ever call a company and the rep is clearly reading a script and you're like, this is not a conversation, bro. This is customer service cosplay. This is a hostage note with a headset. And it's not the rep's fault. The system trained them to sound like a robot because robots are safe. Robots don't improvise. Robots don't offend. Robots don't have personality. Robots are consistent. And consistency matters, yes, we know. But you know what else matters? Being treated like you're real. Now, here's the part people might not like hearing. The ugliness hits harder because it feels like it's happening to you. And it is. Because when everything becomes cheaper, simpler, more generic, more automated, more sterile, more disposable, it's not just objects, it's relationships, it's community, it's identity. We're surrounded by things that feel temporary, so we start feeling temporary. We're surrounded by things that feel mass-produced, so we start feeling replaceable. And people don't consciously say that. They just feel it. They feel it in their gut. They feel it when they realize that nothing is built to last. Nobody picks up the phone anymore. Nobody wants to talk. Nobody has time. Everything is self-serve. Everything is use the app. Everything is submit a ticket. Everything is check the FAQ. Everything is please hold. Everything is scan the QR code. And that's why the world feels ugly. Because it feels like love got removed from the process. Now, I have a theory. I have a theory that modern stuff feels ugly because the people designing it don't have to suffer it. The executives who approve the IVR labyrinth, they don't have to call the number. The people who design the cheap furniture, they don't sit on it. The people who optimize the customer journey, they don't walk it, they just measure it. They don't live in the world, they manage the world. And management is not the same thing as experience. And that's why they'll brag about, hey, we reduced call volume by 30%. Okay. At what cost? How many customers got pissed off and left? How many people got blocked from booking? How many humans got treated like a nuisance? And for what? A dashboard? A slide deck? A quarterly bonus? It's fucking ugly. All right, so now what? What do we do? Because I don't want to just rant and leave you with despair, even though despair is extremely on brand for modern design. Here's the fix, and it's simple. And like most things that are simple, it's not easy. Start rewarding durability again. Buy fewer things. Buy better things. Keep things longer. Fix things. Repair things. Now, little caveat on that. Most things are designed to replace, not repair. Sometimes repairing something costs more than replacing it, which is stupid, but I understand the business model. If you reward disposable garbage, companies will make more disposable garbage. If you reward craftsmanship just might come back. Number 2, stop accepting robot customer service. If you run a business, answer the phone like a human. Train your people. Give them authority. Give them warmth. Make it easy to reach people. Because being reachable is a competitive advantage now. And most businesses are too fucking lazy to do it. Which means if you do it, you stand out immediately. Number 3 is bring back personality on purpose. Add color back into your world. Add texture back. Add warmth back. Add weirdness back. Add local identity back. Even if it's small. Even if it's just one item in your house that feels like you. Even if it's your company branding, having a little grit. Because the whole world is sledding towards gray sameness. But you don't have to participate. You also don't need to go overboard. A splash of color, a splash of personality sure beats hobo clown maximalism. So, those are the 3 things you can do. Anyway, and we can draw a line in the sand, right? We can say customer experience is the last battle for soul. Modern ugliness is what happens when efficiency replaces beauty, profit replaces pride, systems replace people, and everything gets optimized to death. But customer experience is where we can fight back the easiest. Because even if the world is gray, even if products are cheap, even if buildings look like a storage unit, you can still give someone a moment that feels human. You can still answer the phone like you care. You can still treat people with respect. You can still build trust, and you can still create relief. And that's what customers actually want. They don't need perfection. They need real. They need someone to pick up and say, hey, what's up? Not, please listen carefully as our menu options have changed. Nobody wants to listen carefully. They want help. So if everything feels ugly right now, be the exception. Be the company with personality. Be the leader with standards. Be the brand that refuses to be generic. Because ugly isn't just visual. Ugly is what happens when we stop caring, when we stop giving a shit. And if you're listening to this right now, I already know something about you. 1, you're cool. We're like 25 minutes in and you're still here. I love you. But it also means that you still care. So build like you care. Lead like you care. Serve like you care and bring some life back into the world. Because I'm fucking tired of living in a fucking grayscale fucking simulation. And I know you are too. This has been CX Riot Radio. I'll talk to you next time.